This is a very quick review of the Revlon Lip Butter ColorBurst in 075 Lollipop. Is that focusing on that? Yes, just. And 055 Cupcake. Now I got these actually 2 weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, so I have been using them because I wanted to see what they were like, what they were, how they were kind of behaving, how they wore. And I don't think that you kind of can just put sort of a lipstick on just the once and go, oh, that's immediately what it's going to be doing. So I wanted to try them both out for a wee while to see what they were like. Now I bought these because I thought that of the sort of mainstream lipsticks that are on the market currently, these ones didn't have the worst of ingredients, not the best of ingredients, but certainly not amongst the worst of ingredients out there. I check out a website that sort of lists ingredients or lists sort of products based on sort of how okay they are in terms of what impact they have on your health and how bad they are in terms of what how they impact on your health. I'll actually put a link to that website in the description box underneath the video. But the Revlon, actually many of the Revlon, but not all of the Revlon products came out quite well in that. So I like the sound of these. Now I wanted something a little bit more moisturising coming into the winter because my lips are actually starting to get a little bit dry at this time of year between the sort of the heating indoors and the cold and wind and rain outdoors, although it's actually not too bad today. It's sort of nice sort of blue sky with soft fluffy clouds, but it's been extremely cold here the last 2 nights and the last sort of day and a half. In Edinburgh. Where am I? I'm in Edinburgh. So yes, I wanted to get something a little bit more moisturising. Now, first of all, the packaging on these, although it's very pretty and an easy clean, there's a nice sort of, I would say that's a quilt design, and it's on 2 sides with smooth on 2 sides. The thing that caught my attention immediately with with this product, the packaging design, is that the base of it is so small that when you're opening them up, especially if you've just put on hand cream or the like, or you've just put on a very sort of creamy piece of makeup like a cream blusher or a very creamy sort of my mind's gone totally blank. Foundation, that was the word I was looking for. It can be quite difficult to catch the hold of this enough to open it. The catch itself, I don't know if it's picking up a tiny wee sort of metal sticky outy bit underneath, catches into a little plastic ridge, and you can't quite get an easy grip on this tiny little black bit. The black bit is all of the base that is showing, although the base of the lipstick itself goes up to here. This is the only bit you hold on to as you're trying to open it, and the catch is quite firm. So I found you kind of have to sort of fight with it, and you get that sort of feeling you get with like a bag of pasta or a bag of certain bags of pasta, certain bags of again, popcorn, that was the word I was looking for, where you think, this is fighting me back and I'm not going to be able to open it easily, and if I put too much force in it, I'm actually going to fling everything all over the floor. It's going to shoot out my hand and everything's going to go all over the floor. So I've had that feeling every time I've opened these, especially if I've had any kind of cream coating on my hands when I've been opening it. But that said, it's a very firmly closing pack, so you feel that it wouldn't open accidentally in your bag or in your makeup bag or toiletries bag or cosmetics bag or whatever. Now this is the Is that focusing on it? Cupcake. This is the Cupcake colour. Now, I'll see if that shows up. I would say the real colour is a little bit warmer and a little bit bluer than is being picked up on camera. I would say actually the real colour is slightly more what you're seeing at the bottom there than what you're seeing at the top. And it's, yes, a little darker and a little warmer than is being picked up here. And like I say, I've been using it, I have used it, because I wanted to see what it was like. Now I'll show you the colour of the other one. Now again, so it's sort of slightly fighting me back to open it. Now this one is Lollipop, and so that's, again, I would say it's more of a berry colour than is showing up on the screen. And there's tiny bits of glitter in this, microscopic bits of glitter in this. Now what I will do in the description box underneath the video is I'll put the full ingredients list of both of these, because I find very often that when I'm shopping for cosmetics that sites don't always include the full ingredients list. They kind of tell you the things that they most want to promote or that they think kind of highlights their product, but actually you want to know everything that's in something. Especially if it's something you're putting on your skin or you know, consuming. You know, it never fails to amaze me the amount of cosmetics and food websites that don't list the full ingredients of all of the cosmetics, toiletries, foods that they're stocking. So I suppose actually the time's kind of creeping up here a wee bit, so I'll get down to the kind of consistency. The consistency of it is quite creamy, but not sort of slippy, slidey kind of creamy. It's a nice creamy consistency. I'm not going to bother showing you it on my skin because everybody's skin tone's different, so they would look completely different on everybody's skin. Although I could maybe, yes, I suppose I could quite quickly sort of, I'll just sort of on the inside of my arm. That's, I don't even know if that's going to show up. It's so pale. That's so pale. Yes, I don't even think that's showing up. That's the Cupcake, and this one is the Lollipop. Fighting me back. So yes, as you can see, I'm fighting to try and open and close these. So that is the Cupcake, and that is the Lollipop there. But yeah, obviously these colours will look different on everybody because everybody's skin tone's unique. So yeah, my experience with these has been that they've been creamy, and they've been quite well, I suppose true to name. They are sort of buttery. They are buttery in their consistency, and there's a good pigment payoff. And I wouldn't say sort of, you know, vivid the way I've heard a lot of MAC lipsticks are, where it has quite a vivid sort of colour payoff, and certainly nowhere near as sort of, if you would call the bottom of the scale, a BAM, and the top of the scale a sort of a full extreme sort of colour payoff, I would say these are 2/3 of the way up the scale. And also they blot nicely, which not all lipsticks do, so you can kind of put them on and blot them down to a softer sort of shade without kind of losing any of the pigment of them, and they still wear nicely. So I suppose that's the full review that I have of them. So that's everything.